always make fun of, can you make it just pop a bit? But that's the problem, that these people don't have the language to communicate. And what rather than wasting a human's time, they can go away and play with an AI. And as long as they understand that they're using it as a wireframing tool, right? And they understand that the designer has the expertise to actually turn that into a finished, finalized product that's polished. You can then present, so here were some of my ideas, right, during the ideation phase. Someone can give it better than just bad. If you don't have the language of design, you don't know how to describe what you want, but hopefully you can take some of my terrible GPT prompted things and be like, I was thinking this is what my imagination kind of sees. Can you run with that? And that should be more helpful than, can you make it pop?
Yeah, it's a really good point, you know, and it will probably help to improve your ability to work with designers, because if you can't communicate to an AI what you want, you're not going to be able to communicate that to a designer either. But I think that's one thing I find with working with AI that I don't see everyone else doing, is you can talk to it and get it to teach you and get it to explain these concepts to you, and ask it like, I'm trying to do this, I'm not really sure, can you help me understand what I'm trying to do and how to communicate it?
I trained myself with this, where I would give it an image and say, what would the prompt for this image be? And so it was teaching me how to better prompt engineer. And I think a lot of the backlash to AI comes from, you know, again, these unnuanced people who are new to it, who are excited that they, for the first time in their lives, can make something, and then they post it on LinkedIn and go, look what I made, isn't it amazing? And all the designers are like, no. But it'd be the same if, and Kit does this all the time, if I drew a picture on a piece of paper and then posted it on LinkedIn and went, look what I drew, isn't it amazing? Well, no. But as I say, for the uninitiated, right, first design hire ever, I think it is an opportunity for them to start learning much better how to communicate what they want.
But the one I come back to with it is that the cost of failure in that interaction is really low, right? So like, I go to Marek with my garbled idea and ask him to design it. He maybe is polite the first few times, but he thinks less of me, right? And it damages our professional relationship in this case. I can go to GPT, prompt it 25 times. It doesn't, at least for now, think any less of me and do things there. And I think that's really interesting as something that encourages iteration. And it's very against some of the pushback I've seen happening, particularly on LinkedIn, where people are like, or AI is killing the iterative nature of development. We can sit for 6 weeks, come up with the perfect prompt, and then the AI will build it. I'm like, that's not what AI is about. AI is about.
I guarantee designers don't like those 6 weeks of back and forth and terrible feedback.
Right?
No, and I think that was one thing you said about knowing what to tell it and giving it the specific feedback is one thing that I don't see changing at all is people have like real decision fatigue. Like if you're creating a product, there's just a lot of decisions that needs to be made. And that's kind of what the different factions break down into is if you're the designer, it's all the decisions around how it will look, how it will work, how all the features will fit together. Like you just have to make a lot of decisions. Even if you can talk to an AI and like help you to make them yourself, there is still just a huge sequence of decisions that have to be made. And if you have different roles, you're just breaking down like who's responsible for which set of decisions. And you can use AI to like help you make those, but it doesn't change the fact that if you want to take something from idea to execution, there's probably 1,000 decisions that you need to make. So you have a team of 4, you're all making 250 decisions. If you have a team of 10, you're all making 100. You know, but that decision fatigue isn't going anywhere.